Hi class, welcome to our class online. Here is our agenda for today, Monday, 9:30. Our topic is starting your commentary essay, and the materials that you'll need is the brief explanation as to why you chose the microgenre for your topic, and I'll show you in a minute what you're going to be doing with that. I know you hand wrote it. Your goal today is how to create a strong thesis and organization for your commentary. There will be a review of microgenres, and my lecture will be on organizing and drafting your commentary. And then you'll be doing a discussion in pairs where you'll explain your position. And your takeaway today will be to discuss what you learned, 3 to 5 things. Our announcement, read chapter 38 in the Anthology of Reading Commentaries, and then select 2 example commentaries to read through. There are 4 in the 3rd edition, so I just want you to read 2 of the 4, any 2 that you like for Wednesday's class. If you scroll down here, right here, the first thing you'll see is discuss in pairs, Monday, 9:30. But between our agenda and the discuss in pairs is this video, which you found it and you're watching it. Obviously, I'm making it, so it's not there yet. And underneath the screencast lecture, you'll find the discuss in pairs, Monday, 9:30. The directions are right here, and they're not inside once you click on the link to go and discuss. So you'll need to, what I like to do is I like to copy and then paste it into like a Microsoft Word document. That way I have the directions after I open it. But let's go through the directions real quick. So you have been placed into groups of 4 and are expected to pair up on your own. Post your answers to the questions below and then respond to your partner about their ideas. Note, this exercise will also serve as your takeaway. So as you respond to your partner's ideas, think about what you have learned in the lecture and demonstrate it in your response. So it's kind of both. So you're going to explain your position first. That's your first thing. What is your topic? What is your angle? What is your perspective on the topic? What is your purpose of your commentary? To propose a solution, call to action, to call attention to an injustice, a rant, to argue the opposition, to weigh 2 sides of an argument, believing, doubting, or to make light of a serious issue, mock commentary. What, if any, context will your readers need to know before reading your commentary? Background. And all of this will be covered in today's lecture, so don't get scared yet. And again, this will be due by the end of today, 11:59 p.m. So I suggest you use our class period to complete it. So once you figure out the directions, you go in here, this like is actual link. You click on it, and there will be a thread for you to create. You'll say create thread. If it says no items found, it means that your partners, the 4 people I put you, well, the 3 other people I put you together in a group, haven't posted yet. So don't worry about that. You'll just complete the first part, which is to create your thread. So you'll press create thread, and then I suggest you write your topic in the subject line, technology and education. Your name will be next to it, so you don't have to put your name or anything. And then go ahead and start making your posts. What's your topic? You said technology and education in the subject line. So in the body paragraph, you want to go more into detail. My topic is specifically about blah, 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 and kind of go into it. And then once you're done writing everything out that you need to do, you just press submit, and then there will be your post. Once you're done and you see that somebody else has finished, you can go in and click on their post. Obviously, I didn't write anything, but let's say they had written everything. And then you press reply, and then just respond to it, just like you would a discussion in class. There's no formal way, there's no length requirement. Just respond to what they're saying. Wow, I really like your topic, it's really interesting. Have you thought about this? Make suggestions, but also think about what you've learned in our lecture, which we'll be doing here in a minute. and add that in there so you can kind of get your credit for your takeaway. And then when you're done with your response, you press submit. I'm pressing cancel because I'm not responding to myself. Okay. I'm going to just delete that real quick. And that's how you do that. Now, unfortunately, it puts you in discussion board. So to get back, you have to go back to course materials, back to our agenda, and then you can see it. I have the PowerPoint available that we're about to go through, so you can look it on your own, but I want to go through it with you. So writing a commentary in a microgenre. Writing a commentary means giving your opinion, interpretation, insight, analysis, explication, personal reaction, evaluation, or reflection about an issue today. So first thing you want to do is state your main point. Before you begin writing, determine what you are trying to prove. Which thesis statement is stronger? Let's read these. People should be required to vaccinate their kids. Pretty straightforward. Only parents who have been fully educated on the benefits of vaccinations and the potentially dead consequences of non-vaccination should be given the opportunity to opt their children out of common vaccinations. So these are two opposing viewpoints. The first one believes that we should all be required to vaccinate our kids. The second viewpoint believes that, well, certain people should be given the option to maybe opt out if they are fully educated on the matter. Which one is stronger? Well, if we look at the first one, this is a great start for an argument, but you are writing a commentary, and a commentary needs to leave some room for exceptions and other opinions. This is a commentary thesis statement because it leaves room for exceptions. Some people can vaccinate their kids. Not saying that all people should be able to opt out, because it has a very specific type of person that's allowed to opt out. So it gives really strict parameters, and it has details and specifics. So these are the thesis statements for the microgenres. A rant, this will comment on an injustice. Arguing for the opposition, this will make an assertion coming from the opposing point of view. A call to action, this will propose a solution. Believing, doubting, this will give the pros and cons to a debate. And mock commentary, this will make a sarcastic observation. So let's look at kind of how to make each of these. Thesis statements and rants. Rant, this will comment on an injustice. So an example thesis statement, I hate stock photos. Come on folks, there are so many free or low-cost photo resources out there. Here is the message you send when you use clip art on your content. Even I don't care. I saw a banner ad on Facebook for a training program. How to use Twitter hashtags to drive massive sales. Hashtag no way, hashtag gurus run amok. It's kind of ironic and funny too. I hate it when people try to be more outraged about social issue than the next person in order to stand out. You're part of the problem, not part of the solution. So all of these are kind of ranting about specific things that have to do with technology, but very specific things. The first one is about stock photos and like how over time people have stolen so many photos of other people that it's become harder and harder to take photos. And now if you want to use a photo on anything, there's copyright issues and things like that. You know, we're just capitalizing on the photos that are being used. And this person is ranting about how, you know, stock photos, which are free, basically gives the message to viewers that you don't care. The second person is ranting about how Facebook training program kind of talks about hashtags and how that's not right to use so many hashtags in order to create revenue. And they use a hashtag in their argument against hashtag usage. So it kind of makes it funny. And then lastly, the rant is about, people who are using technology to talk about social issues, but all they are doing is talking about social issues. They're not really doing anything about it. They're just kind of talking about it. It's almost like a badge of honor, like, look at me, I care about social issues. But then they don't really do anything to help with the social issues. So in a way, they're ranting about how they're a part of the problem. These statements in arguing for the opposition will make an assertion from the opposing point of view. For example, here's the format. While some people believe that, and then you state your actual position, it is clear that, and then you state the opposition's position. So for example, while some people believe that technology has created a greater divide in families, it is clear technology has also brought many people closer together. When you read this, you think that they are going to be arguing for the fact that technology clearly has brought people closer together. But in actuality, your real position is that you feel technology has created a greater divide. Calls to action will propose a solution. You'll often use the word should in a call to action. For example, we should create a better strategic risk assessment for all new technologies that are created. Or in order to reduce the rate of cell phone related car crashes, we should make all new cars unable to start until cell phones are in car mode. These statements in believing doubting will give pros and cons to debate. So for example, some people believe that technology in the classroom creates entertainment-driven learning, which can hamper educational success. Other people believe that when done effectively, technology in the classroom opens up new worlds for students that enhance learning. Mock commentaries will make a sarcastic observation. For example, technology is so pervasive that soon it will no longer be just a mere extension of ourselves. We will be one with the force. What is this thesis mocking? I'm not going to give you the answer to that. I want you to think about it. Maybe even bring it up in your discussion. Organize your draft. Write your introduction. Capture the audience with something new. State your topic, angle, and purpose. So what's the topic? What's your new take on it? Your angle. And what is the purpose for your commentary? Consider this example. In her recent commentary in a New York Independent, Brianna Hansen argues that parents should always have the right to decide whether their children will be vaccinated against measles, whooping cough, and polio. However, with a severe outbreak of measles this year, which is quickly turning into an epidemic, it's clear that allowing uninformed parents to make these decisions could have devastating consequences. And so looking at the colors, we can see where the topic is, the angle, and the purpose. So in her recent commentary in the New York Independent, Brianna Hansen does this, blah, blah, blah. So if you're going to be responding directly to something written out there, you can use that to introduce the topic by introducing what somebody else has said. That's just one strategy. And then, however, with a severe outbreak of the measles this year, that's the purpose why you're writing this, because there was a severe outbreak, or there was a this, or there was a that. So think of events or other things that are occurring around your topic. And then finally, you kind of write your angle, what you're thinking about. Allowing uninformed parents to make these decisions could have devastating consequences. That's where you're going with it. You want to organize your draft by explaining the current event or issue. Give your audience some context. So background. How familiar are your readers with your topic? And you can kind of decide, are they really familiar and they know all the details and you don't need to go into too much? Are they somewhat familiar and you need to give them some background? Or do they not know at all about your topic and they need extensive background? You decide. Then decide what they need to know. So once you decide how much you think they need to know, what is it that they do need to know in order to understand your position? And then, are you reacting to another's commentary? Are your readers familiar with that article? So, like, you might need to summarize what the other person is, maybe even give us background on the author of the other article, etc., in order to give them some context. And then, do your readers need to know both sides? Maybe you need to kind of give them a little bit of both sides. Obviously, in believing, doubting microgenre, you absolutely have to do this. But in the other types of genres, you might need to do this as well. When you provide context, you show your readers that you've done your research. And then support and clarify your position. What is your evidence? What are your reasons? So devote one paragraph per reason. What proof do you have? Compile it and give it a label. Which reason does it support? That's the label you give it. Set it aside to be incorporated into the paragraph after fleshing out your reasoning. So I often say, write what you think first. Have your evidence, whatever your data, your statistics, what other people have said, blah, blah, blah. Have it on the side and write out everything that you think in that one paragraph, and then say, where can I use this evidence that I have over here and plug it in to support it? And then clarify your position. I'm not arguing here for complete, but only I understand, of course, that blah, blah, blah. I'm only suggesting that blah, blah, blah. We're not making a persuasive argument. One of the nice things about commentaries is that the readers will walk away thinking it was their idea. And you're just kind of planting it in their head. So you don't want to get like a shove it down their throat kind of attitude. Even with a rant, a rant is just more passionate. But at the end of the day, you want them to be like, yeah, man, yeah, rather than like feeling like you're trying to convince them, if that makes sense.